So as time has gone on, in GTA 5 we have been seeing a lot of cool retro versions of cars that already exist inside of GTA 5. And one of the cars we've never seen turn retro is this. Probably because it already looks kind of retro. It already looks kind of old. But today I want to look at a mod that adds a retro version of the Glendale. By the way, this isn't it. This is the standard Glendale. I mean, at this point, you guys must know what this is. This is like one of the standard GTA 5 cars. But the mods that we'll be checking out doesn't just add the Glendale Retro. It adds a coupe retro version as well. It adds a long wheelbase version. And also, it adds a retro version of the Feltzer, which is also based on the Glendale. It sort of turns it into like a smaller version of the Glendale. So I'm just going to come down here. I'm going to get rid of this guy because already very annoyed with this guy here. That noise is not going to sit well with me. And I'm going to spawn in all of these amazing new versions of the Glendale. Well, I say new, they're new versions of an old retro Glendale. Let's go. And here we are with all the variations that you get inside of this one mod pack. Look at that. So you might actually notice straight away that there are two different front ends of these. And that's because on the left here, we have the standard Glendale, as you guys all know, inside of GTA 5. And then the ones that we have on the right here that use this Glendale front end are actually Feltzers. They are now being called the Feltzer Classic. So it takes the Feltzer name, the Benefactor Feltzer, which is seen as like the modern Mercedes coupe, and it basically used the Glendale to make a cool retro style version of the Feltzer, and it basically just made it into a cool two-door coupe version of the Glendale, and these look absolutely amazing. So the two variations we have here are the convertible and the hardtop. And if we go around to the back here, you might notice... Oh dear, hang on. We're very close to a building, can't get the angles. If you notice at the back here, all of these back ends seem to be the same. They've actually all completely changed from the original Glendale and made them look a little bit more like the original Mercedes. And actually, I prefer this style. It looks a lot more retro. And the other one always just looked a bit of an odd mismatch of generations to me. This looked like a sort of like an 80s rear and a 70s everything else. It was a bit of a mismatched thing. But I think that these match a hell of a lot better. So these right here on the end are the two Feltzers, and then as we move over here, these are the Glendale Retro. So right here, this is just the standard Glendale Retro. So this is the four-door version, as you can see, very similar on the front section here. There are many little changes, as you can spot. The grille is different, and obviously that whole front end shape is different here. This one's a lot flatter. I will say that I love this front end. This front end looks a lot more Mercedes, and just looks nicer, in my opinion, than this one. This one with the big grille has always been a little off for me, but this looks awesome. I love it. Going through to the side, and it's definitely not all the same. There's definitely a lot of changes here. It looks a lot more classic than the other one does. It's got a sort of a round roof. This one's more square. This one's definitely got some more 80s design cues in it. This one has a more rounded affair with this nice curved rear window and lots of cool chrome surrounds and everything else. And then as you can see on the rear, we have a different style as well. And on the interior is much more suited to the generation. Although I would say that that is actually perhaps more 50s and 60s, but generally looks pretty cool. And we've even got a 3D Benefactor badge on the wheel. And as you can see here, this one looks a bit more like an American muscle car. I've got to be honest, I'm not really a fan of Rockstar's interiors. They always felt... Well, actually, sometimes they matched, and then sometimes you get cars like the Glendale, which doesn't really make sense. This is definitely not what you would expect inside of a Mercedes equivalent. So moving on here, we have the coupe version of the Glendale, which does look different to the Feltzer because it is longer. We've got more space at the back here compared to the other one, which definitely has a much smaller window. So this is basically just a chopped down version of this. But again, it does look amazing. It looks like something that would have existed in this time. It looks very Mercedes-esque. Then we have this one. This is the longer wheelbase version. This is the more presidential thing. Like a little limo. Oh, let me just zoom out. Look, we've even got all these controls for the person sitting in the back here. That is a lovely little detail right there. Obviously, we don't really get those in the back of these. In fact, there's very small amount of leg space in the back of that, and actually not that much here, really. Also, this is a bench seat as well, and I think in this one, it's just individual seats. So this actually has a full classic bench seat as well. Very cool. So then from this one, we also have the actual presidential one with the flags as well. Currently got German flags. I think we can change those. We'll have a look. There's loads of tuning parts to check out here. But I just wanted to cover all these cars. And of course, here is the last two with the Feltzers as well. Look at that. Now, all of these all have, as far as I can see, they all have the same tuning parts among them. They all have the same sort of selection for bumpers and spoilers and stuff like that. So I'm just going to jump into the standard Glendale Retro, and I'm going to modify that. And then I'll do one more build on one of the other cars. So let's see what we have to check out here. And actually, quickly before we do, I just want to quickly show you that the standard engine from the Glendale has not been kept, and they've instead gone for a nice 3D number that just looks so much better. Look at that. I mean, this one was, again, this is like a muscle car engine. This is like an American engine. It doesn't really suit the Mercedes. This one, so much nicer, and it's just cleaner, and yeah, so much nicer. Anyway, let's jump back in. Okay, so let's jump into menus mod, and let's see. We've actually got some stuff right here. We've got a sun strip, if we want that. Maybe not so much on this car. Maybe not, but I like that we got the choice. I can never complain with too much choice. So, on these extras here, these are under plaques, we have this small fog light to add even more yellowiness. Always a fan of that. We have the big fog light versions. We have another version of the big fog mounted a bit further up. We've got the square fog lights. And we've got the Polita Rally. In fact, I was just going to say that these look very much like old Cannonball Run Rally style cars. And then we've got the Polita Rally one as well. They are some very cool rally features. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm going to go for a rally build on this one in particular. We'll have to see. But there is some interesting stuff here. We also... Ooh! Okay! So we've got the option of the facelift lights. I don't know if this changes anything else anywhere. Oh, it just seems to be on the front. But I will say that one of the things that I didn't really like about the Glendale was this double light setup. I mean, actually, with this front end with the smaller grille, this one's actually not so bad, but there's something about this that it tickles me. I like it. Actually, side note, it would have been cool if we could have had the option of a stock light and a yellow light. I don't know, maybe it'd just been cool if we'd have had that choice, but I'm not going to complain anyway, because this looks awesome. And then for the doors, we have some options for the wing mirrors. So we have the driver top mount, we have top mount on both sides, and then we also have the fender mount. Oh yeah, I'm going to go for some fender mount, I think. That looks awesome and retro. So then on the spoiler, we have the options of a ducktail. Would you believe it or not? Maybe not on this build. Maybe not on that build. We also have this little sport one as well. I don't think this is really going to go with the build that I had in mind, but interesting to see a spoiler on a car such as this. I do think that ducktail might work quite nicely on this little Feltzer right here. We might have to try that later, but I think I'll keep that for stock. But we do have lots of front bumper options. So we have the stock, we have the protected front bumper, we have the chrome bumper. How much is that? Oh, it just changes slightly and adds chrome. We have the painted bumper with some rubber bumper marks. We have the STR splitter. We can actually get a whole body kit on this. Actually, that looks really nice. That looks really nice. I might put that on a Feltzer build. We'll have to see. We also have that painted. And then we have these different combinations of painted and everything else. Chrome. All these different combinations. And we also have the removed, which again... Oh, this is giving me some great ideas for some builds. And the STR fog setup, I guess, for a full stripped out rally build. Man, this is awesome. I love this. But this one, I don't know. I mean, I actually quite like that protected bumper because it adds a nice little dent on it. It does kind of remind me of the Glendale because the Glendale does have that. I did want to go a little bit different. So maybe... Oh, I don't know. There's a lot to pick from here. I might actually go for the removed. I've got an interesting idea in my head that I want to try. We might have to come back to that. On the rear here, we have the options. In fact, let's just move this out to the sun. It's a bit dark. Oh, and by the way, we're indicating right today, apparently. So we have the stock, we have the whoa! That is awesome! That is so cool and old school. So we have the spare wheel in a couple of different options because we have the plate on it or we have it to the side. We have the protected bumper as well. I think that's kind of like what we get on the Glendale. Yeah, so the Glendale is a double version. This one is a little bit closer together, still double, but a little bit different. Then we have that with the protected bumper and spare wheel in a couple of different options. Then we have the chrome bumper, and then we have all these different combinations with the spare wheel and also the removed. I noticed it says removed with 2 O's for some reason. Actually, it doesn't. The removed bumper doesn't look so great on the back as it does on the front. Don't know where I'm going with this build because actually, to be honest, I quite like to just have a sort of, I don't know, just a protected bumper look, or maybe the chrome bumper. I'm going to go for chrome front and rear. I'm just going to make this into a nice classic, and then afterwards I'm going to do something funky with one of these. So on the exhaust, we have the high-end exhaust, which just puts exhausts on both ends instead of just the twin on the left side. And then we also have the custom exhaust, which adds a couple of sweep-down ones right there. Actually, I'm quite like the idea of making this a performance model. I might go for that. What I like about this is that there are so many different ways that we can make this car go. Yeah, actually, for now, I'm going to keep the chrome bumper. I really can't decide. There's too many options here. So then on the grille, we have the top grille badge. Adds a little benefactor badge there. We also have the debadged grille and then puts the badge on the top. I'm not so much a fan of that. I do love the stock grille. So I think for this particular build, I'm going to have to keep that. Then on the fenders, I should probably move this a bit round into the sun again. So we have the painted skirt trim. That just adds just a little painted bit down the bottom there. Nothing too crazy. But then we also have the STR wide body. And then also that with the painted trim. I think we'll definitely have to use that in the next build. Because, ooh boy, we can fit some fat wheels on there. But I think, in fact, we definitely actually will have to get these wheels out. Because even these stock arches, these wheels are tucked well in. Although it does suit the car very nicely. I think I'll just go for the painted skirt trim. Then we have the fenders, which adds chrome trim onto that swatch line that we get on the side there. So instead of it being like concaved, it's now convexed with a bit of chrome in there. Very nice, nice retro touch. I'll add that. Then on the roof, we have the options of the primary colour roof. So actually that was a slightly different colour. We can have that all matching. I'm going to go for that. Have that all matching, actually. All one colour. And then we can upgrade everything. We can make this fast. It's not really in the spirit of this car. Oh, we actually have suspension that goes beyond the original. And so I'm going to show this in increments. Oh, 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 oh boy. Oh boy. This can get low. I've just had a cool idea now that I've seen this low. I know how I'm going to build this one. So I'm going to go to paints and I'm going to make this a little bit of a lowrider style. I'm going to go for a metallic paint. Let's see what sort of... Oh, look at that. Cabernet red. Oh, yeah. Oh, I do like the fact that we even get the color-coded thing. Again, that is a Mercedes thing where they had the trims that color match to the color of the car. That is cool. I like that. Especially with the big benefactor badges, just like the big Mercedes badges you get on the originals. It looks a load better than that. That is just, nah. This is a winner. This is a winner. I actually love these wheels right here in this colour, but I will see what else we've got because I am thinking of going for a lowrider style here. Ooh. Ooh. This is fruity. This is fruity. Oh man, this is nice. I like this. I mean, I've gone for gold so many times recently, but I just do not care. I love gold wheels, and I love these old sort of lowrider wheels. I've actually annoyingly forgotten the original brand that like everyone used to... Dayton's. That's it, Dayton's. Oh, we've actually got some extra stuff here at the bottom, which goes with this. So we have... Oh, we've even got wheel options. Wow, okay, so that one must be secondary colour. Then we also have this Feltzer version. So that must get... Oh dear, one of the Feltzers has despawned here. But yeah, we have the Feltzer version as well. So you can choose that if you so wanted. And also in the secondary paint and Actually, I don't know what the difference is between those. Let's just check. I'm going to make the secondary color yellow just so I can see a bit clearer. So actually, this one just seems to be just that color. But if we go to that one, okay, that is, so paint 2 is the secondary, normal is the primary, and in this one is, oh, that's the wheel color, isn't it? Because it's gold. Ah, look at that. Oh, this is wonderful. Look at all of these things that we could do. I love this. And then we also have these benefactor generic ones as well. Again, this is a Mercedes style wheel. Ooh! Oh, yes. Oh, yes. This is what I'm going to go for. I did not know that existed, but I absolutely love that. I'm now going to go to tyres. I'm going to make these a bit wider. Oh, this is so nice. And then I think I'm just going to have to tuck these in because they are getting a bit close to that arch. And I don't really want to make this any higher because I like this slam and tucks look for the classic cars. Do you know what? We don't need any camera. We don't need anything. That's it. That is it for that. Look at that. That is a true beauty. Oh man, I'm actually kind of annoyed that I hadn't checked this mod out until now, because this is now one of my favourite law-friendly cars. This is just awesome. I love it. I always hated the Glendale, and actually I normally generally hate Mercedes things, but this I love. I love it. And actually, before we go to the next car, before I get too excited, I think there might actually be some stuff in extras as well. Oh, there is. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Okay, not entirely sure what extra 1 is. Extra 2. Oh, please don't tell me these extras. And oh, no, actually, hang on. Extra 2 is the mud flaps, which I'm not going to go for this one, but that'll work for the rally one. We have extra 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, it adds white wheels, which I think would work a lot better if we were using the standard wheels. Then we also have extra 10. Oh, yes, look at that. Oh, this video is just going to be me going, ooh, ah, yeah. And extra 12. Oh, can't see what that one is. Oh, it's a different wheel. Ah, ooh, okay. Actually, I prefer the standard wheel to that one. Yeah, I'm going to go for that on the rear. Right, that's that build done. It is absolutely gorgeous. And now I'm going to do one more quickly, because this has actually turned out to be quite a long video, because I've been guffawing over everything. And I think actually I might be missing some stuff here. There might be some small little details that I might be missing out. But I'm just going to jump into the Feltzer and see what it's like. Okay, so in terms of tuning parts, everything seems to be exactly the same as the other one, like the chrome trim and everything. So I'm going to use this and make a cool performance car. Let's see how this goes. Okay, and here she is. This is rather interesting. And actually, I was thinking of going for those little mud flaps down there. But actually, I've kind of gone off that right now. The second I saw it, I was like, nah, let's get rid of that. However, this is a bit interesting. So I've taken the Feltzer, so it's a much shorter version than the Glendale Coupe is. And it, of course, has the original Glendale front end. But the Glendale front end plus the facelift lights that we get on this one as well, it instantly makes the Glendale better. I'd actually quite like to see this Glendale just getting remade to have these lights as an option as well. That's definitely a thing, because this one is now the odd one out that has these double lights. These ones all have the options of both. I'd love to see this one with these lights as well. But actually, I quite like this. There's something that sort of, I've added a bit of a Japanese flair to this, I think, going with the sort of like classic look with the bumper and the like the splitter down the bottom here and the stance with some camera, big thick tires, and also I've changed the engine. It's now a lot different than before, and actually it's a lot faster now. And drifty. It's an interesting one. It wasn't the look I was expecting to find, but I actually quite like it. There's something quite charming about this. I'm sure you guys will have to let me know what you think. But despite all of that, and despite this look right here, I am going to jump out because I absolutely love this lowrider that I made. I love these bigger wheels that we've got in the gold. This is the ultimate pimpmobile, and I am now going to drive this away to end the video. But there we go. This is amazing. I absolutely love it. I really wish I checked this one out sooner. You guys have to check this out. I'll put a link in the description below where you can go and download this and check out these awesome new versions of the Glendale, which make the Glendale just so much more attractive. It makes me want to own one of these cars a lot more than the original Glendale ever did. And so now that my voice is definitely going, annoyingly my voice doesn't last long these days, I shall end the video here. But if you have got all the way to the end of the video, you can say the word, Astro. How about that? You can say Astro in the comment section below, and I just turned these lights on and it looks amazing. And also, guys, don't forget that I do have a Teespring store where you can buy Figureight t-shirts as well. Sometimes it's under the video. There's a link in the description for that, as always. So if you want to grab yourself a Figureight t-shirt and rep the channel, and also it helps the channel out every time you buy one of these things, just to let you know, guys, that it is there for you to check out. But that is going to be it for this video today. Look at that. I absolutely love it, but that's it. This video has gone on way too long. I'll see you guys all next time. Goodbye.